Thank you so much for joining me. Today is video number 1 in my brand new online series for job seekers. And today we're going to be concentrating on LinkedIn. So in my mind, there are two kinds of LinkedIn profiles, a maintenance or networking profile where you're just kind of talking about who you are, what you bring to the table, and you're looking to network. And then there's a job seeker profile. And that's what we're going to be going over today, because that's really going to be geared towards trying to find opportunities, but also inviting recruiters and companies to find you. So let's get started. When you first log into LinkedIn, you're going to land on your feed page. So to get to your page, to be able to edit, all you need to do is click on the picture. And today we're going to use my friend Callie Gray, who is an HR manager, and we are going to update her page. And basically, I'm just going to start from the top and work my way down. And at each step, I'm just going to explain what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So the very first thing that I want to do is I want to update Callie's URL. If you look up top here, she's got the linkedin.com and then Callie Gray with some numbers behind it. It's a little bit clunky, and if you're going to be putting your LinkedIn URL on business cards and or resume or something like that, you want to make that a little bit smaller. So to edit that, you simply come over to the right where it says public profile and URL, click on the pencil. It's going to bring up the opportunity for you to edit your URL. You're going to see what your current URL is right there. Simply click on the pencil and get it to where you can have this as close to your name as possible. Just keeping in mind that your name may already be taken by somebody else, so you may have to add a period or a dash or something like that. And if it's taken, it will let you know. So we're going to try Callie-Gray and see if that works. Okay, it did. So perfect. So what that did is if we go back to our profile and we hit refresh, you'll see that our URL is now updated to our name. All right, the next thing that I want to do is update the profile image. This is an okay picture, but you want a real nice, friendly, professional image. And don't feel that you have to go out and get a professional photographer. By no means do you have to do that. Simply just use your phone camera, take a nice, clear, crisp picture, and edit it. So Callie sent me an image, so I'm going to go ahead and click on that. I'm going to hit Add Photo, Upload Photo, and upload the new image that she sent, which is a little bit more professional, and let's get that implemented. Perfect, her new picture is in place. Okay, next step, if you like, is the background banner. Typically, it's just a template based, and I like to have something there because LinkedIn's basically acting as your front, your home page. So to change that, you want to click on the pencil up there, and you can hit Change Photo, Upload Photo. Now, she sent me a real neat BMW picture, and of course, she works for BMW, and if I hit refresh, you'll now see that. That's very classy, but if you're a job seeker, you may want to be able to market yourself a little bit better, and let me show you how to do that. I'm going to go to a website called canva.com, and in the search bar, I'm going to type LinkedIn background photos, and then I'm going to do a search. And what this is going to do is this is going to bring up free banners that I'm able to use on LinkedIn. So you can make these real neat, you can have your name and so on. But the thing about the banner is we don't need to have our name on that, especially if we're in the job seeking mode. We can list skills that make sense. Basically, we want this to really pop. So I'm going to go ahead and edit this real quick, and then we can upload this. Okay, so there I go. I wanted to highlight her expertise rather than just having her name there and just title. I highlighted HR, compensation, benefits, and compliance professional. So when a recruiter does make it to this page, they see this right away. So once I have that in place, and by the way, you don't need any design experience. This is extremely easy to put together. You just simply go to File, Download, click Download again, and it's going to save right to your downloaded pictures right up here. Okay, so I'm back to Callie's page, and I'm going to upload the image that I just designed. change photo, upload photo, refresh. And just like that, we have a very, very professional banner that was free, and it highlights our skills, our position, and it's got our vital information there for a recruiter or company to get a hold of us. Okay, let's get into the meat and potatoes of the LinkedIn profile. So obviously we've got our name there, and now this is probably, and this is called the header tag or the title tag. This is probably one of the most important pieces of your LinkedIn profile, because this is exactly where, especially if you're a job seeker, this is the first thing and only thing that a recruiter will see when they're doing a search for someone. So having energetic hard worker and open to opportunities is not only worthless, but it's actually detrimental to Callie, because when a recruiter does a search, they're not going to see what she does. And let me show you what I mean by that. Okay, so I'm on my profile page. Now, obviously on mine, I have Rick Sears, but I'm in maintenance and network mode. I'm not in job seeker mode. But if I'm looking for a candidate, I might type in, as a recruiter, I might type in human resources manager. Now, a recruiter and company are going to have something very, very similar, but this is what happens when I go to do a search. And let's say I'm searching for somebody in the Charlotte metro area. So I'm looking for a human resources manager in the Charlotte metro area. And as you can see, this list came up. It's got the person's name and their title tag. Now, the way that Callie has hers right now, she's got energetic hard worker, open to opportunities. She would not come on this list, because if I'm a recruiter, I'm not going to click on anybody that doesn't make sense. So I'm looking at basically their titles as I go down. That's why it's extremely important that we have a title that not only describes what we do, but describes it in several different formats. Okay, so to update this title tag, we simply want to click on the pencil over to the right, and it's going to bring us into the intro edit section. Obviously, it's going to have our name and our last name and any additional name, maybe a nickname or something like that. Okay, next it's asking for our pronouns. This is all I'm really going to say on this is I would not put my pronouns on LinkedIn unless it's extremely personal to you. If it's very, very meaningful, then yes, go right ahead. But if not, and you're looking for a job, I would highly suggest not putting pronouns on your LinkedIn at this time. In your maintenance mode or your network mode, I think that's okay. But in the job seeking mode, I would not. Now, we get to the headline or the title tag. And this is where we want to describe ourselves as best we possibly can. So I put human resources manager. I also put HR just because somebody might be searching for the acronym HR versus human resources. Compensation and benefits, HR generalist, HR business partner. I'm going to put that in for there. Current position, industry, make sure you have your industry in there. Next is location. Now, location is important. Now, she lives in a small town near Greenville, Spartanburg, South Carolina, called Greer. Now, Greer is a suburb of really both of those cities. But to really be found and make sure that we're not isolating ourselves by a small town, I would suggest choosing the largest city near you. And in this case, it's giving us a drop down, and it is allowing us to choose the Greenville, Spartanburg, Anderson, South Carolina area. That basically means when a recruiter searches that area and you're only specified for Greer, you're not going to show up high on the list. So let's make sure that your city is a larger section, and then hit save. Okay, so back to our profile. Everything's starting to look good. We've got our title tag in there. We've got our location. And now we're just going to continue to work down the page. Okay, so the next section that I like to hit is the About section. And if you've never added one, it's not going to be on your page right now. See, it's got all of this activity up here down into your experience, but the About section is not there. So we want to add a profile section and then hit Add About. Now, in your maintenance or networking phase of a page, which this is not, this is where we want to spice it up and have a couple of really neat paragraphs that describe who you are. But in the job seeking profile, we typically want to have something here that's almost like our 30-second elevator speech or executive summary off our resume. So not to get stuck and not to have to figure out what you're going to write, I highly suggest just copying and pasting for now your executive summary off your resume. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring in Callie's resume over to the left side of my page and just use that, because from here on out, we're going to be doing a lot of copying, pasting off of the resume. So here is the executive summary. But remember what LinkedIn is going to do for us. It's going to be basically a online resume, especially in this phase, the job seeker phase. So we want to get as many skill words, areas of expertise, words that are going to be strong with an SEO. So what I suggest doing is copying not only the executive summary, but also the areas of expertise, copy it, and then just paste this right in. Now, it doesn't paste in real pretty at first. You're going to have to kind of clean it up a bit, and let me go ahead and do that. Okay, perfect. So I got the profile in the About Us section. It's got the executive summary and all the areas of expertise. Now, this is where you can also add skills. And we typically want to add our highest skills. Now, it only allows you to add up to 5. Okay, so I reached my limit of 5 skills under the About It section, and then I'm just going to go ahead and hit save. Okay, so now when I page down, you'll see the About section, and then there's everything that we've already put in. Looks good. Okay, next step, let's start working on experience. Now, Callie went ahead and she did put in her 3 jobs with BMW, Lear, and Borg Warner. And now what we're going to do is we're going to just simply copy and paste off of our resume the bullets into these sections. Making sure we've got, not only our company, make sure we've got the years present. Now, one thing to comment on the years. Now, I suggest both in the resume and LinkedIn that we do not put months. And only reason being is it does help hide any gaps that you might have. Now, obviously, we don't want to manipulate or lie on a resume or LinkedIn, but we just don't necessarily have to tell the whole story. So I don't like to put any kind of months. So I'm going to go ahead and update one of hers for you, and then I'll go ahead and update the rest kind of in fast motion. But all you simply do is you hit the pencil to edit. This is opening up the BMW group. The title's correct. It is full-time employment. Location is correct, on site. Start date, we had it 2020. Again, we're not putting months. Industry is correct. Now, the description, all we want to do is highlight and copy and paste from the resume right in. Now, you did see that we only get 2,000 characters, so we are going to have to eliminate. And typically, I'll eliminate the last 2 buttons or 2 bullets or so just to make things fit. Now, once we get into the experience section, we can add skills again. So let's go ahead and add skills based off the current job that we are in. Okay, I added 5 skills. Now you want these skills, again, to relate to the position related to this company. And again, we only get 5 there. So I get those put in place, and then we hit save. Okay, so now we're back on Callie's profile, and as you can see under the BMW group, if we click see more, you've got the bullets. And these are all going to be very good for SEO and recruiters and companies being able to find us. And then you'll also see the skills that are related to this position for that. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of fast forward here, but I'm going to go ahead and put the bullets under Lear and Borg Warner. Okay, back to my experience. Now you can see that I've got everything filled in for all 3 positions, including skill sets. Now, one thing to keep in mind is when you are putting skills in, and it does offer the drop down, make sure that you're choosing a skill from the drop down. Okay, back to Callie's page now. Next part I want to do is I want to add her education. So I'm going to go ahead and page down, and doesn't look like right now she has any education on the page. So up at the top, I want to add a profile section. And you've got the essentials, recommended, and additional. It's going to be under essentials, and I'm simply going to add education. And then I'm going to put her information in. She went to Purdue University and has a BS degree in human resources management. So let me go ahead and enter that information. Back to Callie's page. If we page down, you will now see that her education is in there. If you need to add any kind of other activities, anytime you want to do this to any job or any aspect of the page, always look for the pencil to the right. Okay, now we're back on Callie's resume, and the last two things that we want to get added to LinkedIn are her technical competencies and any kind of certifications, training, or things like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and add these certifications. She's got SHRM, Certified Professional SHRM, and just these other four. So let's go back to her LinkedIn page. So to add certifications, we're going to add a profile section, and it's going to be under recommended, add licenses and certifications. And then same thing here. We just want to type them in, fill in all the information, and then hit save. So I'm going to go ahead and add those four real quick, and you can watch how I do this. Okay, back to her page. I've got all her license and certifications in place. If you see, there were four, and I took those four back from the bottom of the resume. Next, let me go ahead and add these technical competencies. Okay, so to do that, we're back on Callie's main page, of course. I'm going to go down to the bottom to the skills section, and I'm going to do the edit, and I'm going to go to tools and technologies. And I want to add all of these technical competencies from her resume to this page, because this is just going to give us further SEO for recruiters and companies to find us. So let me go ahead and do that. Okay, got all my skills. Let me go ahead and minimize the resume there, and you can see all the skills that we have on here, and this all came from just adding and copying and pasting from the resume and adding the skills that I've just done. So let's go back to her main page here. All right, so the very last thing that I want to do is to do the open to work aspect of this. So underneath your title tag, you're going to see the open to work. You want to click the pencil. Okay, so here's where we're going to add job titles that we would want a recruiter or company to search on. So unfortunately, you're only allowed to add 5. So let me go ahead and add those 5. Okay, so there are the 5 most common tags that we would want to be searched on. Then we can go down to location, and she is open to all 3 of these. So we're going to go ahead and put that at. Now, on-site locations, she is not open to necessarily relocation, so she does want to stay in the Greenville area. So we're going to put Greenville, Spartan. Now, remote, obviously, she would be open to pretty much anywhere in North America. And start date, she is flexible. She's looking for a full-time. So further down, it does ask if we want only recruiters or all LinkedIn members. So if we say recruiters only, this would only be the people that have the recruiter subscription with LinkedIn. And it's going to do its best to not have somebody from your organization find you. So you really only want to use recruiters if you don't want anyone else to find out that you're actively looking, especially your company. If you don't care who finds out or who knows, or if your company already knows, then you can click all LinkedIn members. Now, when you do that, what's going to happen? It's going to update your picture to open to work. Now, Callie is, she's happy where she is, but she is open, but she doesn't necessarily want her company to know. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back in, click the pencil, go down, and hit recruiters only, and then hit save. And when we update, you see that that was taken away. Okay, so this is basically phase 1 of getting your LinkedIn page to be set up for a job seeker. We hit just about all of the points. We've got a nice URL. We've got a really nice inviting banner, perfect profile picture. Our name's in place. We've got our title there. We've got, the open to work is all in place. Down, we've got the About section where we've got not only our executive summary, but also our areas of expertise in place with some skill sets from that. All of our jobs are in place. Now, the neat thing is you can pretty this up, so you are able to copy emojis for like the bullets and things like that. So LinkedIn does support that. Education, we've got all of our license, our skills. Now, this is phase one, and this is going to do a very, very good job of getting you noticed. But just like, let's say, Facebook, you do want to be active on here. So you want to be posting things, you want to be sharing things, you want to be joining groups. You want to be asking for recommendations. And I'm going to have a video here in the next couple of weeks that's going to show you that next level. But for now, take this information that I've shown you, update your page. Feel free to, once you have your page updated, to send me a note and let me take a look at it, just to make sure that you didn't miss anything. LinkedIn is being a little bit more strict on allowing someone like myself, an outside person, to get into your page. So feel free to make that update. Let me know, and I'll be happy to jump on. So I wish you the best of luck. Thanks for watching the video, and I will speak with you soon.